Whose land is this?
My land.
Well, our war hero has arrived. You made a good choice coming back here. Osage are the finest, wealthiest, and most beautiful people on God's earth. They outsmarted everybody. They have the say who gets the oil. Son, I got a question. You like women?
That's my weakness.
Well, we mix these families together, and that estate money flows the right direction. It'll come to us.
Shomikasi. That's how you are.
I don't know what you said, but it must have been Indian for handsome devil.
Why did you come here?
I work with my uncle.
You scared of him?
Oh, he's the nicest man in the world. The Osage.
Their time is over. We got to take back control of our home.
I was sent down from Washington, D.C. to see about these murders.
We have so many deaths, we've lost count.
There's just bad luck.
Seems more like an epidemic than bad luck to me.
Osage is dying by the enemy. Do not let them die alone.
Evil surrounds my heart.
You gotta pick a side.
I don't even know if you love me anymore.
Of course I love you.
And kill these men who killed my family.
Did your wife say who she was most afraid of?
Don't do something you're gonna regret for the rest of your life.
I ain't got nothing but regret.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NRW. My name is Heather Hurt. We're Nerds Rule the World, and I am here with the incredible Tatanka, and I hope I say that right. I'm so sorry if I don't. Tatanka Means, who played John Wern in Killers of the Flower Moon. I'm sorry. I've been very tongue-tied today. I'm so sorry. And JaNae Collins, who played Rita. Wow, I'm so sorry.
It's
nervous. I'm nervous.
I get it.
Y'all are just so cool. How do y'all feel? 10-time nominated film, Killers of the Flower Moon. How are y'all feeling right now?
It's exhilarating, honestly. Wow, I knew that we were going to get a couple of nominations on the film, but 10? Whoa, that's, amazing. And it's so well deserved. Everybody on everybody that got a nomination, they did such a phenomenal job. And one that I'm hoping especially will take it, of course, is Lily, but then Robbie Robertson as well, because he's no longer with us. And for him to get this award would be amazing.
Absolutely. What about you, Tatanka? What are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, just, ecstatic, grateful to be a part of it all, and just, excited to celebrate everybody. Absolutely.
Let's talk about your characters a little bit. JaNae, you played Rita, who is one of Molly's sisters, and of course, we pretend that it's a Leo DiCaprio film, but this is really a Lily Gladstone film. Let's be honest. And it all circles around Molly and her family. When Rita she's also one of the most insightful when you look at her character. How did you feel playing that type of role, especially given that we are now getting to see a more realistic Indigenous woman's perspective?
It was definitely an interesting process of understanding who she was, because just doing the research that we did in the beginning, it was very hard to find information about her. And even getting access to the FBI files, it was really hard to find anything about her. It was usually tethered to Bill Smith or Nettie Brookshire. And, piecing together who she was it was hard for me, and I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself. But I had Marianne Bauer, who was extremely insightful in like helping me to like, find these historical documents, these photos, as well as the Osage community who Rita, it's not her direct descendants, but Molly's children lived, 2 of them lived. And it was very helpful, like, knowing like that the community knew her and they had heard of her. They heard of the explosion. They knew about it. And it was, it definitely helped me to shape the character. And also what really helped as well was just understanding the familial dynamics, especially like the sister birth order and how it would be, and how almost personalities were in the sense of it. And for me, I'm one of the younger sisters, and one of the younger sisters' duties and with the Wajajis is to support the older sisters. And because I was there, I was the last one with Molly. It was pretty heartbreaking at times, just going through that grief process and even standing at the graves, the real graves, because we had a cemetery, a set cemetery, but we also would visit the real cemetery where they are buried. And just knowing that Molly and Rita stood there, with each other and, buried their sisters, buried their mother. It was very much like taking on a lot of the residual grief. And to be honest, a little bit of anger as well, because like Rita knew what was happening in the sense of it. Her and Bill Smith were very close to pretty much, solving who was doing it. And with that, there's a lot of emotions. So getting that, the ending for my character was very difficult to say goodbye to her.
Heavy. Ooh, heavy. But you played her beautifully. Might start crying. Dang, that was heavy. But that was beautiful. I do want to talk about the weight of the characters themselves in a second. But Tatanka, I do want to talk to you about John for a minute. You are a comedian at heart. I kind of got down a little bit of a rabbit hole while I was doing research on you. But you in this role as John, you're playing an FBI agent. You're a little bit more serious. You also got to be a little bit of a spy going in where the white guy would not expect you to be. But you still got that fun one line here and there. How much of yourself did you get to put into John?
100%. John Wren was the character that I was playing, and however it came out, it came out. I just wanted to do him justice and his descendants justice, because he went in there with good intentions. He went in there honest and trying to help the people. His background was he was Ute, so he had I think he had sensitivity to the people and the situation that was going on, and I think he might have had more at stake. But I wanted to bring some kind of my own flavor in there, and if could get a laugh in here and there, I would try. And when we were shooting the scene where they were having a big like a dance party in the alley one night, I forget which the street party scene.
The street party, yeah. There, it was much. We shot that a bunch of different ways, and we were doing a lot of improv with Yancey, Redcorn, and everybody who was there in that little circle when I was first meeting everybody, when my characters first introduced. And we had a really good time, and just improvising off of each other, and trying to bring laughs at that point. So yeah. And with this type of material, sometimes a good laugh is absolutely needed. And let's chat about that. This movie, from what you read on the internet, because we aren't there, of course, or we, the audience, aren't there. It was really important for Martin Scorsese and most of the production crew to try and be as authentic and to have as many voices speaking on the indigenous peoples as possible. How did that feel on set? Did you feel like you have been heard a lot more than you have in the past? JaNae, can we start with you, please? I almost called you Rita. I'm sorry.
A lot of people do still. Definitely. It made my job so much easier in the sense of, just being able to step on set and knowing that we had support. We had like language specialists. We had Marianne, who was like extremely amazing in helping us, in every step of the way. And if she couldn't, she would get us to a family or get us to a museum, get us pictures. It was very helpful in being able to just step on set and do our job, because sometimes that's not necessarily like we have to do a lot of research. The language sometimes will fall on us. It was a very eye-opening experience, and the support was phenomenal.
I'm gonna Tatanka, before you answer, I'm gonna change the question just a little bit. As both of y'all are not a sage, correct? As if I remember right, neither of y'all are. How did it feel coming into and representing other tribes in this situation? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, it's always we become the representatives, of our of our people, of our nation, where we go, and so when that happens, you got to do your best to represent for your people, and not only to represent, but to create that bond with the Osage. My grandpa, he's a Umaha from Nebraska, and they are related to the Wajaje, to the Osage. And when I was there, I was invited to eat. They had a family dinner. Some of the Osage there, Paula Stabler and family invited me to come eat, and they put on a big dinner, and just to kind of welcome me and and say very nice words, and it was something beautiful, just to be embraced and to reestablish that connection. So yeah, it was very important, and to just to be there and representing your people, and to tell this story for the Wajaj, to help tell this story, to give the story to the world, and to do our best in those positions.
Absolutely. And my final question for y'all, to kind of lighten the mood a little bit: how do you hope audiences see this now that it's available on Apple TV for everyone to see? What do y'all want people to take away from this story? And not sadness, because there are some wonderful, absolutely beautiful moments in this movie. JaNae, let's start with you.
Definitely to kind of, I guess, to look at the stories of the history of this country, and that may take, unwrapping things that didn't necessarily want to be opened by people that came before us. It takes doing the research, it takes the interest, and it's what I hope is that, we have more stories told, because this is one story, this is one family story in the Osage Nation, but there were so many victims in that particular time frame. There were so many people who died. And, just, not taking history for the face value of what we're taught in schools, but actually doing their own research, because some of the things that have occurred in this country have been a travesty, and they've been covered up. And sometimes it takes people like Marty, to uncover things, because not a lot of people would necessarily do that homework and look at the story if it wasn't for someone like him.
Beautiful, beautiful. Tatanka, what about you?
Yeah, it's a good reflection, of American history, and sometimes we don't want to shine light on those parts of it. We tend to just kind of sweep it under the rug and move on. But I hope it inspires people to include this story and this incident that had happened to the Osage people in the history books. And I hope they teach it more in schools, and other tribes as well, other nations, who've had similar experiences. We need, these included, because it is history. It is our history, and we don't want to cover it up. We want to expose it and keep those memories and stories alive for our people and for all American people. You know, it's U.S. history.
It's our nation's history. That's absolutely correct. It's just absolutely true. Thank you so much for your time today. Once again, Killers of the Flower Moon is available right now. Oof, gosh, I'm so sorry, guys. Right now on Apple TV Plus. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
It was nice to meet you, Heather.
You too. Have fun tonight.
Thank you.